about it in the pregame show, and the one box that I think you really have to start out with is your team played very, very hard.
I thought so. I thought our effort by and large was very good. Especially for the first preseason game. Obviously, the effort will have to get even better as you head into the regular season, and a big component of that is we have to still get in better shape. And we're no different than anybody else in the league. We tried to push our minutes out a little bit today. And that's what we saw, playing some guys 33 minutes for conditioning purpurposes. And you could see a fatigue out there at times, but we just need to keep doing that day by day. And I think the best way to get in shape to play basketball is to play basketball.
Well, Coach, I know some of the colleagues are going to ask you about individual performances tonight, but I thought one of the most impressive things from your team on the defensive end was the anticipation of the passes by the Miami Heat. It was almost like we were in their huddle. Just a tremendous job defensively on those steals.
Yeah, well, we did make some good plays on the ball. There's no question about that, and you hope that'll improve. We were still, though, to be quite honest, late on some rotations and late on some helps. But overall, look, the effort was good. It's something to build on. You come back in, we'll get an off day tomorrow from practice. We'll come back in on Wednesday and try to build and get better.
Hey, this is Jim from Pelicans.com. Todd just mentioned the anticipation and being able to read plays defensively. What did you think of Brandon Ingram's performance defensively, is also what he did on the offensive end, obviously?
Yeah, well, he took the game over on the offensive end, and then in the second half, especially after his first rotation in the second half, he was very active with his hands and created some turnovers. And he should be able to do some things like that with his length. He should be active and can cause some problems for a lot of people.
Hey, Coach, it's Andrew from ESPN. Can you just tell me about what you like about kind of staggering the minutes there between Zion and BI, and having kind of BI be able to, well, I guess in theory, attack second units?
Well, listen, I think that I would like to, as much as possible, have one of them on the floor at all times. We'll see how that goes, to be quite honest, Andrew, because the problem with that is that's obviously an advantage to always have one of them on the floor, but that means they get less time on the floor together because they got to get their rest sometime. Today it was essential. We didn't have the two other guys we'll probably go to a lot offensively, J.J. Redick and Eric Bledsoe. We didn't have either one of them. So it was hard to get Brandon and Zion time off the court at the same time. So we'll just see how that goes as we head into the regular season.
What's up, Coach? This is Will Guillory from the Athletics. What were your overall thoughts on Zion's night on the offensive end, and just the way he was able to vary up his game, posting up, attacking off the dribble, all those different things?
Yeah, look, I mean, we've said all along, when we can get him attacking the basket, as you know, and when we can get him in motion going to the basket, really hard for anybody to stop without fouling. The two most impressive things about his night to me were his defensive rebounding. He hasn't really been doing much of that in practice, to be honest, and it wasn't a strength last year. And for him to be able to rebound the ball the way he did on the defensive end was good. And then obviously his free throw shooting was outstanding. He's been putting a lot of time in with Fred Vinson, and shots looked good, went in the basket. He's going to be at the line a lot. His ability to make free throws will be huge for us.
Hey, Stan, Christian Clark here with Null.com. You hit on a little bit, but the rebounding disparity was in you guys' favor by a lot. Just what did you see from your team kind of on the boards and on the glass tonight?
Well, yeah, we battled hard tonight, which was good. That's a great, great sign. I mean, as you guys know better than I do, we were a really good offensive rebounding team last year and not a very good defensive rebounding team. So to do that tonight, I thought was really good to have that edge. But probably the best thing of the whole night for our team was to only have 5 turnovers in the last 3 quarters of the game. We had 6 early and we looked sloppy, and we know that's been a problem, but we toned down and played much more solid basketball the rest of the way.
Stan Rod Walker with the Times-Picayune here. I know it's just preseason, but what was it like for you just to be on the sideline again and coaching?
Well, I mean, it was great. I really enjoyed the atmosphere in here, the roar of the crowd. It was just a lot of fun being back on the sideline in a sold-out NBA arena. Fantastic. No, it was good, and a little rusty, to be quite honest. A little slow on a couple of play calls and things. So definitely noticed a little rust, but it was fun to be back out there. It was weird to me because I'm somebody who likes to turn and talk to the players on the bench a lot, and they were a long way away. I turned the first time. I'm like, where the heck is everybody? You got to walk all the way down the sideline. So that was weird for me because I like to point out things to the people on the bench. So we're learning as we go. That's really hard to do in this setup. But yeah, it was good to coach a game again.
Yeah, hey, Coach. Doug Mouton at WWL Television here in the beautiful French Quarter of New Orleans. You kind of beat me to my question. They took a bunch of close-up shots during the game, and I saw a lot of guys smiling. It looked like the team was having fun. Given everything, how weird it's been, was it just fun to be back on the court again? And could you feel that in your team?
Well, look, I think so, Doug. And I think it should be that way because, this is the most fun thing any of us does. First of all, it's a great way to make a living in any era. So we should always have fun. The opportunity to compete against the other best players and teams in the world every night and get paid for it, you can't beat that. But in this day and age, it's not like you're going out with friends or doing any of that stuff. The joy and the fun is being with your teammates competing. And that's the way it should be.
Hey, Coach, this is Will again from The Athletic. You mentioned a few times during training camp how much you've liked what you've seen from Nikhil so far. What did you think about what he brought tonight off the bench?
Yeah, I thought he did some really good things. Obviously some things as a young player you'll continue to work on, but look, he can really shoot the ball. I think we've still got to get his, shot, pass, attack, those decisions down. I think at times he passes up a good shot to take a tougher shot and things like that. I think he's very skilled. He's extremely hardworking. He really wants to be good. And that's a great, great starting point. I thought his first half, his first time in off the bench, he gave us a big lift.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you. Harlan, how are you, man? Good to see you.
All right,
All
Will,
right,
Nikhil's
everyone,
ready.
we're ready to start with Nikhil. Will Guillory, you can lead us off, please.
What's up, Nikhil? This is Will Guillory from The Athletic. What did you just like about what you were able to do tonight off the bench, hitting a couple threes, playing both guard positions the way you've talked about all training camp?
It felt good. First game, kind of like started off a little bit anxious, just to start because it's a new season, new team, trying to like find my new flow at probably potentially a new spot, like mainly off ball, maybe some on ball. But I think it went well. I kind of let the game come to me, found my spots early. Bi and Zion did a good job of finding me. I just played off them, played off the defense, and let it kind of come to me.
Nikhil, this is Jim from Pelicans.com. It might be coincidental, but you had your best game of the regular season, at least before the bubble, in this arena in Miami. Is there anything that in particular that you like? You just feel comfortable in this arena? Obviously, it's totally different from last season because there were no fans tonight. But what is it about the plane there that you've been able to shoot so well?
I guess it's just understanding their defense. Some guys just play better against certain teams. I think for them, it kind of just it helps me the way they play defense and just picking my spots well. I think both times I was able to come in and just find a good rhythm relatively throughout that game. So I think it was mainly that as opposed to maybe the arena or anything. But whatever it is, I'll take it.
Hey, Nikhil, Christian Clark here with Null.com. I know you guys have had a week of practices, understand, before this game. How do you feel like you guys did just kind of, translating the base defense to a real game?
I think, well, first, like, we're just going to take a win, any type of win. But I think we did well. Understanding our schemes, understanding where our roles and where guys are supposed to be relatively to their offense, I think we did a good job. Made a few mistakes here and there, but it's going to come. It's our first actual game against somebody else. And so I think overall we did a really good job, in my opinion.
Hi, Nikhil. This is Ali Cosell with the Bird Rights. Brandon Ingram, as he did last year, obviously set the tone for you guys offensively, as he did tonight. But defensively, he seemed to really come out aggressive, came up with 3 steals, had a block. But he really seemed to lead you guys on that end of the floor. What did you see from him on the court?
He's just playing hard. I think one thing about Bi that people don't know is he really studies the game a lot and really well. And he's really smart. And so he was able to read their defense, anticipate plays before they happen, putting him in that position for the steals, putting him in that position to get a block. And so I think it stands out, but it's the little things that he does on a day in and day out basis that allowed him to do that today.
And Nikhil, Rod Walker with the Times-Picayune. Just Coach Van Gundy's first time in a game with him. What was he sort of like as far as just, in the timeouts and everything? What was it like just having him there?
I mean, it was good. He was engaged into every play. Everyone knew what we were doing. There's a certain it's just a different feel, obviously, from last year to this year, them being two different coaches. But I think relatively it was fun, and I enjoyed it.
What's the biggest difference when you talk about differences?
I think it's just knowing our calls, knowing our roles. A lot of plays were like drawn up at a dead ball, so like kind of it wasn't much of free flow. We played with a little bit more purpose.
And Nikhil, it's Andrew from ESPN. How do you feel you guys did with the communication aspect, especially on the defensive end? I know Stan has been vocal, I guess, is in practice with you guys so far. How do you feel you guys did in the game?
I think we did well for the most part. Again, it's new. It's our first actual game against somebody else, so there were times that we did make mistakes. But overall, I mean, to hold a team, I believe under 100 points in the NBA, regular season or preseason, it kind of shows that we're on that right path.
Great. Thanks a lot, Keel.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nikhil.
All right, Will, ready to go.
All right, Christian Clark, you can lead us off with Zion, please.
Hey, Zion, Christian Clark here at Noel.com. I think that first quarter, you were on the floor for more than 10 minutes, 33 minutes total. Just how good did it feel to be out there for extended stretches?
It felt great to be out there for extended stretches. I haven't played, I don't think I played that many minutes in 2.5 years. So it was a great feeling to experience that again.
What's up, Zion? This is Will Guillory from The Athletic. The two parts of your game that Stan brought up when we talked to him were the defensive rebounds and the free throws. He thought you really excelled in those two areas. So how important are those two parts of your game going to be for you to have a successful season and kind of take that next step?
I think those are going to be two big parts. Obviously, the defensive board, so I can push the break faster, get my teammates involved. And the free throws, because, I feel like I'm going to get fouled a lot. And, free throws, it's free money. I got to make that count.
Zion, it's Andrew from ESPN. On those free throws, he mentioned your work with Fred Vincent. How much work did you put in with Fred, and how much time have you really been putting in on trying to get that better?
Me and Coach Vincent have been putting in a lot of work every day at practice, just free throws, working on the jumper, just working on everything involving my shot, and that's been really helpful up to this point.
And one more, if I could, how much did having Steven Adams down there kind of help you on the defensive glass, having somebody who was going to draw that much attention to kind of free some things up for you?
I think it's great that we have Steven this year. It's only one game. I don't want to sit here and say something when the NBA. There's a lot of smart teams out there. They might make adjustments. So tonight for the first game, it was great having Steven out there. He does draw a lot of attention, and hopefully he can stay like that for the whole season.
Zion, this is Ali Kusso with the Bird Rights. What were your first impressions of both the offense and the defense? Because defensively, you guys held them to 92 points, and offensively, you caught the ball a lot more on the move tonight.
Something new. That's all there is to it. Something new, and just as a team, we gotta get used to that. That was our first time playing against other people for the first time, so I think we did all right. We have a lot of room to improve, and Coach Gundy is our coach. We have the proper guidance.
Hey, Zion, this is Jim from Pelicans.com. I was wondering what your thoughts were, your assessment of what Brandon Ingram did defensively tonight. Just seemed like he was all over the place.
Yeah, Brandon played really great on the defensive end and, of course, on the offensive end. Brandon just has really long arms, so even if you feel like he's a step behind when you're making a pass, he's able to use his length and get out there and, get a deflection. So he's really gotten great at using his body and using his length. So Brandon's really great.
Hey, Zion, Christian Clark one more time. What was it just like, being with Stan kind of in the huddles and having him guys instruct you in a real game for the first time?
I'm sorry, what was the last part of that question?
Just what was it like getting to work with Stan in a real live game situation for the first time?
Oh, for the first time, it was great. Obviously, he coached us through everything. He's a great guy. I feel like he's a great coach as well. And I feel like we're going to learn a lot from him this year.
Will, back to you.
What's up, Zion? This is Will again from The Athletic. I know we asked you a lot last year about learning how to play off of BI and working together. What do you think about just how y'all did tonight, and just what do you think about that poster he caught in the second quarter?
You said how the poster in the second quarter and learning to play off BI?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I feel like tonight we did okay. I think me and him have a lot of room for improvement on playing off each other and learning each other's game still, because that was the first time in months that we played together in a real game situation. So I think we had a lot of room for improvement. In the poster, that was different. He rose up and he finished. That was a strong finish. So, we expect that from BI. We expect stuff like that from him.
And I know Zion, you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but how happy were you to be able to sit the start of the fourth and then go back and be able to finish the game like that after kind of everything?
It was a different feeling. I can't even lie. It was a different feeling for sure. I think I was only able to finish the game like 3, maybe 4 times last year. But it was a great feeling because, you know, when the clock ran up, when the clock struck 0, I was almost like, wow, like it's been a while. And then, you know, after the game, they saying I played 33 minutes. And that's why I play basketball, you know, to play a lot of minutes and to help my team win.
Zion, this is Fletcher with NBC New Orleans. Obviously, you've become friends and close with Nikhil since you all were in the same draft class. Just your thoughts on what he did tonight. It's just one preseason game, but obviously he had a pretty solid night. And maybe even the growth you've seen, like yourself, from year 1 to year 2 in him.
I think with Nikhil, his biggest change from last year to this year is confidence. You know, he doesn't get down on himself as much, you know, and his teammates this year were a lot better with telling him, hey, man, that's what you do, man. Like, you shoot that shot, we behind you with it. Like, we support you shooting that shot. So I think the biggest thing with him was confidence. And, you know, this year with the group of guys we have and, you know, Coach Gundy telling him to shoot, I think he's going to be just fine this year.
Great. Thanks a lot, Z.
No problem.
All right, we'll get started with BI. Jim, you can lead us off, please.
Thank you, Will. Hey, BI. Coach Van Gundy was just talking about how Zion has spent a lot of time working with Fred Vincent as far as his free throws. I mean, obviously he was impressive tonight. He went 10 for 11. Is that something that you've seen him, you know, devote more time to? And is he gonna? You guys gonna have like a long line here pretty soon for people that are trying to get to work with Coach Vincent after practice?
Well, yeah. I mean, Fred's been. I mean, he does his job. He does his job, and also Zion has done his job of coming in every single day before practice and making it a big priority of his to put in the work on free throw shooting or whatever in his shot, and it's definitely paying off. And I'm sure he will continue to do it. And Fred's been working with everybody else to make sure that they stay on point for everything that they're going to do in our offense.
What's up, BI? Will Guillory from The Athletic. We said earlier about staggering the minutes between you and Zion, and different. It might be this year he brings you off early and bringing Zion off. How different is that for you, and what were you able to do in the second quarter to get yourself going even pattern different this year?
Well, going into the game, me and Stan kind of talked about the minutes, and I mean it's no different for me. Just knowing to stay ready at all times, staying ready and on the offense and defensive end. So to get going in that second quarter, I know that I was the main offensive guy in the second group. So it was important for me to be aggressive with my own shot, but also getting guys involved so we can be really, really good on the offensive end.
Hey, Brandon, Christian Clark here with Null.com. For you, 3 steals and a block. As a team, you guys held them to 92 points. What did you just think about what you guys were able to do on the defensive end tonight?
Well, it was a good start. It was a good start for us. We see how we match up with another team. Of course, that was our first game, but we can do better. I think it starts with me also. In the beginning, first quarter, getting into the basketball, position, everything. But it just starts with me and getting into the basketball and setting the sense of urgency, setting the tone on defensive end. And we get better from that. You let teams get comfortable by not getting to the ball. And I think I definitely started off in the first quarter, but as the game went on, we got better.
Hey, Brandon, it's Andrew from ESPN. That kind of led me into mine. I know you're sometimes your own toughest critic. After kind of talking about how many strides you wanted to make on the defensive end, how do you feel you did personally? And it did seem like you kind of got better going on.
Well, I was shit. I had a lot of mistakes in the first quarter, second quarter, whatever. I can go back and look at it. About 15 mistakes on positioning or me being the low man or wherever it is. Of course, we all can get better, but it starts with holding yourself accountable.
Hey, BI, this is Shamit Dua from Bourbon Street Shots. On the offensive end, you had 6 assists. What did you see when you were making those reads? Do you feel comfortable taking the next step as a playmaker this year?
Absolutely. I think that's the part of the game that I'm most excited about is being a playmaker on the floor and getting everybody else involved. I think that's the best way to play basketball. It's fun for everybody to feel confident and comfortable on the basketball floor to do whatever they want to do and playing to their strengths. So being a playmaker and seeing over guys, it makes the game funner for us.
Hi, Brandon. This is Ali Cosell with the Bird Rights. Did you try and exert your leadership a little bit more today? Because there was a couple of glimpses we had of you right before the tip-off. I noticed you talking to the guys. And then later in the game, you were explaining some stuff to Jackson Hayes on the sidelines.
Well, Jackson was actually fussing me out. I missed him twice on the lob. I got him the third time. But yeah, it's all getting comfortable in this. I think I've been through this for a year, and we pretty much got all the same guys. We know exactly what we want to accomplish. So everybody is talking, everybody is communicating, and communication makes things more simple.
Hey, Brandon, Rod Walker with the Times-Picayune. Your first game with Coach Van Gundy, what was he sort of like in pregame and halftime on the sidelines, and how is it kind of different from what you've had in the past couple of years with your different coaches?
I can start with the preparation. The preparation was really good going into the game. Just going over and explaining everything that we were going to see, everything that we were doing, and we executed it. During the game, he went to the key points and emphasis on the things that we're doing that we can do better on, and we just try to go out there and do it. And he's going to keep on staying on some things that he thinks we can do better. We just go out there and try to do it.
Will, go ahead.
My bad. Yeah, this is Will again from The Athletic. I think you guys had like 6 turnovers in that first quarter, and then it was pretty much under control for the rest of the game. Was there a conversation on the sideline about that, or just what did it take to kind of, that and should all ran more?
I actually think it was a conversation on the sideline today, but in previous practices and previous conversations, turnovers was big for us. And take care of the basketball and not let the defense get easy layups on the offensive end. So everybody just locked in. Everybody did their job and trying to take care of the basketball. And as the game continued, we got better.
Hey, Christian Clark here one more time. Before we get out of here, I just got to ask, what'd you kind of see on the play where you got the dunk right before halftime?
Well, I just seen the open lane. And in that first quarter, Josh Hart made a play to me, and I could have dunked the basketball, but I laid it up soft, and Mo Harkless blocked it. So for me, it was just trying to get back to the rim, finish strong, and live with the results.
Great. Thanks a lot, BI. That's going to be it. Thanks a lot.